we're back. Potentially. Am I back? Is this working again? Apparently it says streaming, but I don't see it anywhere, so I don't know if this is actually working or not. I think. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Okay, we are up. Weird, dude. I don't understand why it's not showing that, but alright, whatever. I guess we're back up and running. It's just not showing me the preview. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Huh. Really fucking weird. Safe action. Shit. It feels so weird to not be able to see my stream within my fucking thing. It feels weird. But I'm gonna trust that it's actually streaming. Either way. I'm gonna pause recording for right now. And we're gonna wait for this to finish cooking. Woof. I totally missed this. Let's see what it is. When the threshold changes mid-session, including off on, should drives already over the new warn again immediately? Yes. Refire on change. Yeesh. How does the capacity window hang off settings? A button. Yes. Submit. Oh my god, this is gonna be a huge one. Please don't go over the tokens. I'm almost at 70% for the week. Oh no. This is not good. This is not good at all. Oh no. Oh no. I need a fucking stream deck fucking push little fucking animations through like the oh no. Fucking oh my goodness. My cousin was saying that it looks like Nintendo's entering a new era. I was like, hell yeah. Dude, yeah, Rayman. That's just cruel. That is just cruel. Oh, that's good. Yeah, dude. Ojalá que hagan ese nuevo Rayman. Yo no puedo esperar para ver cómo sale eso. Eso va a estar buenísimo. Ese sí va. Ha sido años que no juego ese juego, ¿sabes? Me da ganas de jugarlo otra vez. Con un emulator o algo así. Lo rehaciendo. Sí, definitivamente. Rayman va a estar buenísimo. No puedo esperar para ver. Ojalá que vuelvan a ese estilo viejo, digamos, como Rayman 2. Ese sí estaba buenísimo, dude. Ese juego era, pero otra cosa. Ojalá que yo quiero jugar ese otra vez. Lo rehicieron recientemente. Si hay como una versión que tiene como nuevos gráficos o algo así, usted sabe. Voy a chequearlo, vamos a ver. Pero definitivamente, ojalá que vuelvan a ese estilo viejo, mae, porque ese sí está. Después de eso salieron como unos juegos, pero fueron raros, dude. Era como, bueno, casi como Rayman 1, pero un poco raro, no sé. No, yo creo que hubo uno que salió como para el Xbox o algo así fue. Lo que definitivamente explotaría Nintendo, without a doubt, like 100%, hiciera un nuevo Conker's Bad Fur Day. Ese juego, dude. Oh my god. Ese juego es especial. I was telling my cousin a new Conker's Bad Fur Day would be like ridiculous. That would easily be like one of the best things ever. And then we need to develop a test for this too. That's like a little ticket, and it's like a whole system. That's like an entire feature just added right there. That's crazy. We need testing systems for that too, though. Where's the table? Capacity actions, trash name trash. But the table, where the fuck? Wait a minute. SQLite DB path, where's the table variable? Where's the table variable? Shit. Watchdog status, there it is. Okay, cool. Set capacity threshold. Yep, that's the one. Alright, cool. Perfect. Safe right. Perfect. Oh, I fucking love my systems. I love my fucking code base so goddamn much. It's so satisfying. When everything just starts falling into place because you have all the fucking foundation set so clean. Oh my goodness. I am happy. Here's my subsystems, watchdog files, which is the watchdog database system, but we still need to build the other one. Let's see, where is the service? Did you build the service yet? No, you did. That's the watchdog. You updated watchdog builder, correct? He's still working on it. Alright, shit. Alright, it's gonna be a hot minute. Project priority, no, we're gonna do to-do list. Alright, so basically everything here is done after this. Well, we need a test though, that's the other thing. Where's the monitor? Here it is. Hours capacity monitor services. Alright, cool. Dude, this is sick. I love my... The reason why it's doing this right here is actually because of one of my workflows. Every single time anything... The workflow is essentially you change something in the fucking repo, you update the actual... If you change something for the actual like subsystems or anything along the lines of that, anything that falls within the actual PyOS stuff, you update the build file. And then you push to the dock. And that's, oh my god, I love my workflows. Everything about how this works is literally like a fucking dream come true. This is like the most satisfying fucking stuff ever, dude. Like, oh my god, I can't even begin to describe how satisfying this is for me. The only reason why it's able to just do this shit is literally because of everything, all the fucking like 1,000 hours that I put into this shit. So good. Alright, so this is officially done. I mark it off in green because it's already built. I just have to test still. Alright, cool. Boop, boop. I'm done with that. It's still building. So now it's building the actual log event, log actions, pipe actions, update. Okay, cool. Correction. But then there has to be a cleaner way to do this. There has to be. There has to be. I would have to build an API on the app side. Is that possible? Let me ask, let's see, Gemini. Would it make sense to send, like if I want to send live status updates of like, let's say a certain system through an API. Now the API is on the actual, like on another device, right? And it's basically an application is interfacing with the API. Now I want the API output data live without getting a call. Is that possible, or do I have to build an API on the app side for it to be able to receive that? Is that a standard practice? WebSocket. WebSocket. That would be, yeah. Yeah. Alright, hold on a second. This is another thing that might need a ticket. After you're done with this, we're going to need to do another ticket. We're going to update the error handling system for receiving and output messages. We're going to update it to a WebSocket system instead of doing through the API, because that would be way cleaner. That way it can handle input and output traffic. Hold on, let me just see how this shit works too. Because I've definitely used sockets before for like tailscale shit. Webhooks. Yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense. Well, okay. Well, what about for the webhooks? What if it's not something that needs to constantly be updated, but rather it's like it only gets triggered and sends data out through the webhook to the application on the instance of, like, let's say it's literally a capacity checker. So it's like if the capacity of storage for a certain device reaches past a certain threshold, like there's a script on the other machine side that handles that, and then can it output the error message without the call through the webhook. I think a WebSocket would be overkill. Okay, so we need to update to webhooks. That is so. So I need to update. Where? Why does it keep doing that, dude? That is so annoying. Alright, so I need to update on the webhook side of things. I guess I'm back online again. Reaction, your application's listener receives a payload, parses the JSON, and instantly surfaces the error message. Massive framework on the application side, just need a lightweight HTTP server listening on a specific port for that incoming post request. Now, wait a second. Wait, setting the ability for I do have a listener, but it's like for it's a web listener. I mean, technically, can I reuse that listener? I use it for OAuth. Basically, where it sends back the like a local host URL basically, and then I could parse different data from like token data from the URL itself. Can I use that same listener essentially, just set it to a different port, and then have the application, have the doc send it to that port? It's listening on the port. It's already listening. I just have to start the listener on the actual application instance itself instead of just a specific step. Is that overkill in terms of not overkill? Is that expensive in terms of computational power, in terms of bandwidth, etc.? Just for it's basically a local machine talking to the application on another local machine, or even through tailscale, same shit, but just a tailscale connection. All right, fuck yeah, then I can just do that. Let's do that. So basically, hold on a second. So basically, would the API then transfer the data through a webhook to a specific port that the listener is listening on? Is that how that would function? And then the listener is already preset to basically be receiving, and it's like if something triggers there, then it would just trigger the UI itself. Goddamn, alright, I got it then. Alright, solid. It even tested already? How many fucking tokens do I have left? Alright, we're at 71%. Alright, hold on. Let's see if we can finish strong today. That'd be fucking great. Okay, so... let's go ahead and do a subsystem test here within... Let's go ahead and build a subsystem question. Testing scripts, doc API, smoke test. Can the test on the local repository side be a single Python file, or does it need multiple Python files? And then I have another question. This is a pretty big architectural shift, but I'm curious to see if this would potentially, because I do have the infrastructure for it. That's the thing. Already, it'd just be a reapplication of something that already exists. But first, let's handle this. I want that test to exist first. But it also might change how the test is actually built, so maybe we do the other side. No. Maybe we just build the other side first. Alright, cool. Alright, this is a pretty big architectural shift. Let's do a git push first, actually. Model this. Yes. Effort medium. Let's do a git push, please. Full workflow. Flow. I kind of want to do one more thing here before moving forward. God damn it. It's been a good day, to be completely honest. It's been a fucking great day. Holy shit, like, got a solid amount of shit done. It's only been like 3-4 tickets, but it's actually huge shit. do a quick deploy and then you can close it. That's all that's left. I mean, that and testing. Leave it open, actually. No. Leave it open for now because I still want to do testing for this, but there's other things I want to change about it still. There's a thing. So leave it open for now, please. Any other questions? I think that's it. There's only 2 questions I see there. Alright, this is gonna be running for a hot minute. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm just gonna like step away for a little bit just because I need a little breather. I've been sitting in this chair for like a couple of hours, so let's go ahead and take a quick breather. I'm gonna keep this rolling for now. This is gonna be running for like at least the next 10 minutes. I should be back by the time it finishes, a little bit beforehand, hopefully. update the drift. I don't understand why it needs to ask me about that. It's so weird. It's supposed to take care of it. If it flags it, then take care of it. For the drift, yeah, I mean, do it. What? Why not? It's not supposed... Lint read is supposed to be for, like, massive levels of drift. But this is something that we want to take care of now. Otherwise, like, lint read is the safety measure. We're not going to depend on the safety measure. We're going to address it in the moment. Can we update the workflow to reflect that, please, as well? And then please take care of that pre-existing drift. Yeah, do a quick git push of that. Thank you. I think I kind of want to continue this context window. All right. All right. Oops. I'm going to keep it going with this context window. All right, I know I'm normally going to keep it going. I know normally would want to set up a new context window, but I think I'm going to keep it going just to keep the context of what we just did in because it's relevant to it. So I'm considering swapping the error handling systems and also how it sends data back and forth. Like, well, from the doc to the application using webhooks instead of through each API call, because I feel like through the webhooks it'd be clean. So it's just like an open port that it can be like ready to receive stuff with the listener. So kind of like how the OAuth stuff works. I think we should reuse the listener in the application itself, then basically have it ready to receive error messages from the doc. So, including the error messages per action, that's one. Or maybe we keep that one as is and then we build this one for that. Would it make sense to migrate those over to that other system? I mean, would it make sense to do that? So all error messages, including any other data, like for example the warning message for like capacity and all that sort of stuff. I feel like that would work better with this, with the service that I have set up. I feel like you could send it, or even like a WebSocket, but I feel like a WebSocket is way overkill for this because it's not like I need like literally like thousands of points of data per second. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just like one thing sent, one thing sent, one thing sent, and then basically have it send every single time, like when the settings page is open, exactly how we had it before. When the settings page is open, or when there is a capacity warning that pops up.
Talk about it.
Okay. All right, so that was pretty much the only thing I wanted to potentially add to the thing. So I guess the last thing that we got to do is basically build a test for the capacity system that we just built out. And I would like it to be placed. Can it be done within a single Python file? I was thinking maybe in here. If it needs multiple Python files, please place it in a folder in that folder. Yeah, deploy everything that it needs to be deployed. Everything that needs to be deployed. Fuck. I see the fucking. Can we just surgically add the column to the watchdog instead of nuking the entire thing? Because otherwise it just breaks everything. God damn it. Alright, let's see what's up. Clear. Clear. Ah. 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 Success. What does stage G do? What exactly does stage G do? Okay. Alright, cool. I think we can call this system here done. Let's go ahead and do a git push, and then I'm gonna clear the context window. I think, yeah, let's call this ticket done though. I believe this entire ticket, this entire project is done. Register. Also, what about this one? Can we please, once again, can you double down on the actual workflow to state that when things are done in the to-do list, when you do the git push, to please remove them from the to-do list, because I don't want clutter. All I want to see there are the things that I need to do. That's the whole point. I don't need double logging. If I needed to see what was done previously, I would check the logging. Fuck it, because it could also use it. It's accessible. Also, just for context, successfully passed everything, yeah. kind of want to do one more little thing.
What level of high do you think is the most appropriate to watch this?
All right, next session. This one isn't done yet? BT515. BT515 is brand spanking new, but the other ones seem kind of like they should be done. All right, let's see. No, but my question is, are the tickets still relevant in relation to the work that was recently done? Well, 466, yeah, that's definitely still open. That hasn't been added yet. $399, that still needs to get done, without a doubt. $400 is a quick. That's part of the that could be in the creation of the dot hours underscore drive underscore ID file. That's a quick one to add. 401. That's accessible. That's executable today, right now. That's something we could do. 402. I think that's already that's covered with the capacity systems, I think that's actually literally what we just did. I think 402 can be taken out. It's superseded. Drive health systems, that could be something that we add to the drive status, like the one that the window we just made regarding the drives themselves, like to be able to delete the trashes, and like basically it's like a we can rename that, basically make it a drive command center kind of situation, where basically that can exist on there too. You can do drive health checks. $515 is something we just added, but that's part of registration systems. What's 377? I don't understand. A pen doc unique ID. I don't remember what that was about, but I think that covers all of it. 466, like I said, the unmount also. I mean, that could be part of the drive control center, to be honest. Reformatting can be part of Drive Control Center. So this is all stuff that can be added to Drive Control Center. But like I said, 400 totally doable right now. 401, that can be part of the mounting system. Like when something is mounted, I mean, that could be part of. I mean, that we already have something that triggers when it's mounted, which is checking for trash, and we can make that same system service update the last known name of the drive if it exists, basically. Or no, yeah, if it exists within, if it's a tracked drive, unless that would be part of the drive detection systems. As it currently stands, does the drive detection systems trigger when we mount a tracked drive, or is that not, or is that something we should add to that mounted, like it happens on boot of the application, but does it happen when you literally plug in the new drive? That might be something we add there, because I think that would be for the last known name, and then for updating the variable in terms of what is currently on the system and can be triggered for scan and also for watchdog. Because as of right now, be willing to bet that it only happens on app boot, which is something that I hadn't thought about until we ran across that problem for capacity systems. Don't respond just yet. I'm gonna raise the effort level to high. We're 86 and we have 1 hour. Oh, 30 minutes. That can be fucking burned quick, though. Alright, continue. Alright, so I'm going to pause this for now. I'm going to pause this recording because it's going to be running for a split second. I forgot about that. My bad, my bad. Yeah, 377 is important as shit. I thought I also no, but I don't really need to know the total bytes and used bytes. I think the percentage reflects that. That is a representation of total bytes and used bytes. Then the OS, the reason how come I didn't include it for 402 is because the OS takes care of you not copying something that is, although fuck, I just realized something. We need to add an error instance where the capacity, it's like it's a full drive. So we need to have error handling for that. That's a whole other ticket. Make that a ticket, add it to the top of my to-do list for that. But I think after that, to be honest, 402 is superseded. I don't really need to know total bytes and used bytes. I think the purpose of that originally was literally for the hours capacity monitor. So, I mean, we don't really need that. Can you, based off my last message, can you please put together a plan with everything that I added in my just because I'm gonna reset the context window, like everything in my last message, because I gave some good information there in relation to how I think these tickets should be structured in relation to all that stuff. You did not read any of that back to me, so I think that I'm kind of concerned about that. I'm going to reset the context window, and if you could please summarize and like group the tickets together in relation to my description that I messaged in the last message, please. let's actually handle Group A to start with. Put together a plan for it, please. Thank you. Also, in relation to that, can we move the... So we're going to change the name of... storage capacity to... Let me just take a look at this, actually. Storage command center, and then can we make it a tab like the time zone at the top, like how time zone and connection are? I'm replacing connection too, that's fucking old. This is the last cluster that I'm doing today. 86, 88% one shot fucking, let's see. Where does it crash? Alright, I'm gonna let this run. I forgot to call the context window. Record this. Alright, cool. So basically, we reorganized the tickets here. I sent this message right here, basically talking about how we can update the actual tickets. I'm gonna update the current storage capacity window that we added to settings as a drive control center expanded capacity window. Then we're gonna move the location of it. We're gonna take this on tonight, and then that's gonna be the end of the night right here, I think. So that's being taken care of over here. They're just doing the plan for it, so let's swap to planning mode. Alright, cool. Alright, so it's going to be running on plan mode, and we'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, I know I use 90% of my fucking limit. This is a big one, so it's gonna be worth it. Then I'm not gonna have any fucking context for the next fucking couple of days. Pretty much, this is the 11th. I started on the 9th. Tomorrow is day 3. I'm halfway through the week and I'm at 70%. That's fucking awful. Unless I use 10% per day, in which case I think I'm just going to degrade the model that I'm going to use. I'm not going to use Fable for 3 days. Goddamn. Because we have rsync stuff, that's easy. This can be taken out. I'm just so used to working with, okay. Full group A, phase, recommend. Tab select, yeah. After restoring the drive ID, when you say reformat, you mean like wipe, right? Wipe. If that's the case, then yeah, delete. What's the other questions? But only on a registered drive, obviously. Also, there should be some sort of message, something that says if you reformat this drive, make sure, and like if you copied it onto another drive, make sure that, oh fuck, honestly, that's gonna be a whole other, make it another ticket, don't do it now, but we should do, when you reformat, if you have another empty drive, would you like to transfer the data from this drive to another drive and then reformat? Or is that too much for now? Maybe another ticket, we'll address it another time. Would you like to clone this drive onto another drive, basically? Should I add cloning capabilities here? Because I mean, we're already on this step. But honestly, maybe that's a whole other thing for another day. That's a whole other huge fucking feature. Make it a ticket, and then place it in this project cluster. That we're probably gonna park it until like next week or something. But don't park it, just place it in the project that we're currently working out of at the very end. Next question, please. Alright, so I just talked about, I forgot to record this here. So basically we're talking about reformatting, yeah, wipe, delete, rows, yep, new ticket. We made a new feature here, I added it here. Basically I'm gonna add a clone feature to the actual command center because that's a thing that you can definitely do that's like useful for the overall system here. 403 drive health, where should the smart CTL pull run? What is this? On demand only. Wait, on demand, but then can we also potentially tie it to the cron system? The cron scan system? But then it's like, where would the report live? I mean, that would live on the window actually. We could state like have it state the most recent report, and maybe even have it state the like health report, and then have it state when it was done last. That would be good monitoring, honestly. I would really appreciate that personally. I think that would be a really cool thing to have. But then it's like, do we tie in the cron scan things into this window? I feel like that's too much into one window. I think health scans should be its own separate page, actually. We'll just leave this one for manual scans. Or maybe we add that to the same window. I think that might be worth it, to be honest. $11:10 p.m. Alright, we're almost there. We're at 70% for the week. Goddamn. Alrighty. Maybe the reformat opens up a different micro, like small window where you can set the different formatting options and then put ext4 recommended for dock specific drives. And then have the other options available that you can format to. Any of the other ones, NTFS or the other ones. Can you do HFS or whatever the fuck the Mac one is? I know you can't do the new Mac one, but I think you can still do the old one maybe, and just put like Windows next to the Windows one, Mac next to the Mac one, and then say dock, like for next to ext4, like I said in quotations, put recommended for dock hard drive. Well, we aren't doing mount point. Remember, we're not doing mount point. We're doing last name for the drive. Look at the ticket. There's a ticket that refers to that. Oh wait, is this in relation to... Yeah, no, after unmount, we're not doing the mount point anymore. We're doing the last name of the drive that was known. And then basically on mount, have it update if it's mounted for the first time in a while, either on boot or on like when it actually plugs in. You get what I'm saying? I think we need to optimize that system too, so they both pull from the same location basically. Because that's one of those, there's a split in the path unnecessarily there in relation to like these points of data for the drive itself, like what is a registered drive, all that sort of stuff. The trash systems, it's all there, it's all in that service, but it happens on mount, and I feel like I wish we could trigger it for on app boot, and then that way we only have to, it can live in one location, you know what I mean? But I think that's what we're doing. We're not doing mount point, we're doing the last known name of the drive. I think there's a ticket that talks about that. Then in relation to the next one, can you ask me the next question? Let's see. Where in projects.md does the new clone before format ticket land? It falls into the current project that we're working under. So for the ticket, for the clone before reformat ticket question, in the projects, it's in the project that we're currently working in. Well, the project cluster at the very least. Pick the project you feel would fit the best for this. This is gonna be a massive fucking huge shit. Please don't waste too many tokens. I might just use the next couple of days to like make content and shit. Also need to take a day off, to be honest. Alright, so this is pretty much the proposed ticket. Alright, so this is the proposed plan here. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it. This is gonna be running for the rest of the fucking like 20 minutes, probably 15 minutes. Alright, so I'm gonna stop recording for now, and I'll be back. Run the deploy. Let's see what was the damage. Wait, what? Huh. God damn it. Fucking fly is just floating around me. It's so goddamn annoying, not landing on me. It's like, you know, like when you're a kid and like they're like your siblings like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. I'm like, fucking want to slap this little fly down to the ground. Oh my god. All right, let's see what the damage was. 73%. I started at 71%. 75%, 29. Not bad, to be honest. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll run auto mode. Alright, once this is done pushing it, I think I'm going to do a fresh rebuild and we'll do a fresh restart from the very beginning and do everything there. We did quite a few tickets. I think we did like 3 tickets there. Let me check this one here. That was like 3 tickets there. This is doable right now. Drain my tokens for the week. Let's make the tests for this a ticket and place it in the same project that we're currently working in. Alright, then we're gonna go ahead and launch this. Let's see how this fucking shit looks like. I think this is sloppy. I feel like these should be check marks and then you hit a button, like a single button per action. None of the buttons actually do anything. I keep trying to click the buttons, but they're not doing anything. Okay, that one worked. Let me see what happens if I plug it back in. Would it show up? Damn. All right. When I plug in a fresh drive, it should automatically refresh the drives on the dock inside of the drive command center. Also, when I hit the reformat button, it does nothing. There's gonna need to be a whole debugging ticket just dedicated to this, to be honest. Like, and please do the same thing, make a new ticket, add it to the same project, and then call these current tickets closed because they're built. But we're gonna need to really fucking debug the shit out of this. I also don't like the UI too much. I feel like this is bulky. Like the layout of the buttons and all that sort of stuff. We're gonna have to rework all that. But this is a good starting point, to be honest. But this is gonna be like a whole debugging kind of situation that we have to go through. Other notes to add to the ticket would be like color changes in the UI when you press buttons, some sort of feedback, something showing that the button was pressed. Potential layout for the buttons would be check marks and then one button above the check mark. So one check mark per button per drive. So like instead of buttons per drive, it'd be like one button at the top, like a column, and then it's like there's check marks underneath that button. And then you could basically assign the drives that you want to do the task with. And then you press the button to be able to execute on multiple drives or one drive or whatever. I feel like that might be a little cleaner. Because there's not really enough room. There's not even enough room for like the health dates or anything like that. And when I press health, nothing happens. When I press reformat, nothing happens. When I press empty trash, nothing happens. I press the refresh button after plugging in. Well, when I unmount, that does do stuff though. So that was successful. And then when I press the refresh button after plugging the drive back in, it works. But like I said, I want to replace that with I mean, the refresh button is still good as a safety, as a fallback, but I don't want that to be the primary way to refresh. I want it to be based on mount. So we have to do that still. Let's go ahead and make that ticket, please. Thank you. We're gonna do a git push. Got 25%. I got 2 more days max, to be honest. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna save the git push. I'm gonna do a git push and then I'm gonna save the actual full workflow for tomorrow just because I'll do it now, but change the model quality and all that stuff. I think I'm going to start separating my agents by tasks that I'm going to have them do. God damn, there's so many flies in here. Why did so many flies get in here? It's like 3 flies on this side. I think that's going to be the new workflow I have though. Git push full workflow, please add the most recent ticket to the top of my to-do list. We'll approach this tomorrow, I guess. And then let's keep moving forward with the rest of the workflow. For workflow, read the context of the conversation for any closed tickets. Please make sure that you do the full workflow, and anything that is like any weird things that you find, please just do them. Don't tell me you found them, just if you find something, do it. And then that's it. It's end of day. It is 12:05 a.m. At the end of that, please give me a full verbose summary of everything that was done today. Thank you. Alrighty, that's it for today. Good God. Crazy workflow today. Crazy day, but we got a bunch of shit done. Solid amount of stuff done at least. My friend canceled the band meeting tomorrow and I'm kind of bummed about that. Hoping that still happens. Just tired. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day.